Well, hello YouTube. Plain old Chuck back here again. Um, I'll try to make this as short as possible, which as you know, for me is not an easy thing to do, but I'll try just the same. Um, those who know me know that my mind doesn't work like a normal person's. I love to gather new ideas, and I store them in the back of my mind for use at a later date. Problem is, my organizational skills of my mind are a lot like the organizational skills of my workbench. So things seem to get misplaced and lost. Not so much lost, they're still there, but they're, let's say, in a safe place. Anyway, I think it was at the spring meet last year at Fish Pond that I think that's when it was. A friend of mine, Carolina Chris, gifted me a tag to put on my lantern. It was a piece of copper. I think he just forged out a copper penny or whatever and put my initials on it with a little chain to hang on my lantern. Well, I put that one on my birthday lantern, and I filed that away thinking, well, that'd be something neat to do for a few of my lanterns. Well, somehow that just got shifted away in a dark hole somewhere in the back of my mind. But I was reminded this year at the fall meet, when we had the lantern light up. We had like 72 lanterns, and I took I think 6 or 8 lanterns over there for the light up. Well, after the light up, we took them back to camp and we were sorting them out, and me and a couple of guys that I was camping with was having not a situation, but we didn't know exactly whose lantern belonged to who, because basically they were all pretty much the same lanterns. I mean, of course they were all different, but the differences were so small that we kind of had a discussion about one, and I wasn't sure it was mine, and so I thought, well, it'd be nice to have tags on these lanterns just to eliminate that confusion. So I came up with this idea. I started looking at, after I came home, I started looking at different things, and I had remembered Chris giving me that copper one, and I thought, gee, I could make something like that for my lanterns, but not having the artistic skills of James or the forging skills of Chris and that, I had to come up with something simple. So what I came up with, and I'm not sure how well it'll work long term, but it seems to be working pretty well so far. But I'll show you what I came up with, and I am open to some discussion about it. Maybe someone has some better ideas. I thought of every time I picked up something cylindrical, I would think, gee, can I make a tag out of that? And I thought about the paper tags you could buy, but you know, they're not very weather resistant and stuff. So anyhow, this is what I came up with. I had a bunch of this leather that's a little heavier than 1/8 inch thick and really pretty hard. Pretty hard stuff. I've made a couple sheaths from it, but it's really a bit heavy for that. They work, but they're really stiff and really hard to work with. But anyway, before I go any further, this is basically what I came up with. They're simply a little disc. I don't know if I can get enough light on that back there. With my initials on it, well, POC for plain old Chuck, and a little chain, and they're leather, so they shouldn't really harm the finish on my lanterns. So very simple process. I'll show you how I go about it. First off, take a piece of leather and using a hole punch. I'm not sure of the size. I can check on that later. And cut out these little discs. And hold on, I forgot something. I know that's hard to believe, but I forgot something. I'm back. I had this letter punch set for a long time, and I found that if I wet these little discs of leather, I could simply stamp in my initials. And with that, I would drill a small hole in the top, and I bought some of this 2mm chain, which I would simply cut a piece and attach after I dropped a few, one of these little barrel snaps. If I had my glasses, oh wait, if I had my glasses, This is really not this difficult. Anyway, attach one of these little barrels, put it through that hole, and voila, I would have a little leather name tag. Now, I'm not sure if I should coat these with some kind of leather preserver. I even thought of a mini eyelet type thing you could stamp into those that would keep them from ripping out. But it's pretty tough leather. I don't think it'll rip out. So we're going to give it a try. Anyhow, that's my little project for this morning. I'm going to make a few more of these and drill them and get enough to hang on a few of my lanterns for when we go there, just to kind of distinguish my lanterns, be able to find my lanterns from the rest of them. So I even thought possibly of turning them over and putting the lantern's date on the back of them. That way, without turning the lanterns over and looking all the time to see what year they were, when they were made, I could just flip the tag over. The only problem with that is if I use them for different lanterns, if I decide to take different lanterns, then they would have the wrong date on them, but that's not a big problem. So that's it. I'm going to sit here and make a few more of these and hang them on some lanterns, and you guys tell me what you think of them. I'll post a picture of a little better picture of them at the end of the video. So just passing a little time this morning. I thought since I don't do a lot of videos, I used to do a lot of the Fire Up Fridays and the Cast Iron Wednesdays and the Super Sundays and this and that, and I haven't been very active lately, so I like to pop on here every now and then so everybody don't forget that I'm still around. Not that I'm not that easy to forget, but anyway, that's all for now. Y'all take care, be kind to one another, and let me know what you think of this little project. Till next time.